maybe. I was mostly just thinking that string identifiers for animators would be cool because then you could use other mods, animators, if you knew of the string reference. If the, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, no, meh. We might just wind up going this route. Make it so you can set the animator on a world view. It only has to implement this. And you can get the camera entity from here. There are, of course, some things here that are kind of funny in that you can try and move the camera outside of the area that's loaded and it will go, at the moment at least. But it won't render anything new, it won't pull new chunks, things like that. It's pretty much designed to stay in place and look around. You can try and do some flybys of the local area, but that's it. I'd kind of like to do this robustly the first time, so that if things have to change later on, they don't have to change a lot, or I can maintain the status quo in some ways, or generally make it so the existing method continues working. But if I go this route, that's very, very straightforward. It's very, very direct. It's pretty easy to work with. In fact, it should be very easy to work with. But it might be a bit... well, it's hard to change later. Let's do it for now. Okay, so set animator. We'll take an identity animator, which we'll call animator. And then camera, return an entity. And now this line works. Mystcraft currently calls this go. And now it's referencing something directly inside of LookingGlass, which is not good, but I'm going to move it in a minute, so that's okay. Okay, for science, says chat. All right. So, whoops, that didn't work. I must have hit the wrong letter. We're going to move you to the API. I'm going to create a new package, in fact. API animation or animator? Animator. Do the same thing with you. So to the API. Animator.
Huh?
That's a fireball.
A fireball.
It is a fireball. What do you know?
Fireball sounds like he's like bashing his head against the wall or something. Thump,
I was about to say the same
Thump.
thing.
thump.
I just hear a goom, goom. I don't know what's going on there.
That?
I don't know.
Yeah.
For some, yeah, something's like, yeah, that.
Wow, I'm surprised that actually is picked up.
What is it?
What is it?
It's just my keyboard drawer getting stuck on my pant leg and sliding back and forth.
It's getting picked up. It sounds... Actually, it's quite loud, so...
Weird. What's going on?
I'm working on the LookingGlass API.
Yay!
So, trying to get that all set up so I can release the actual API this weekend.
I heard iTunes helped you with it?
iTunes helped me with getting actual in-play, like, portal rendering stuff, which I'll be setting up LookingGlass to at least support, if not do, internally. The main thing that iTunes helped with was getting the world render stuff to work right, because the way I did it doesn't work for mid-render rendering. That's a weird way to, or at least a weird sentence again. But yeah, there's Slidercraft has nice portal render stuff now. It's really cool again.
Slidercraft?
Slidercraft. Do you know the TV show Sliders?
No.
It was a sci-fi TV series that basically the premise was they had a device that counted down. It was a timer. They were forced to remain where they were, or like in the same world, until the timer counted down. But then when the timer counted down, or reached its timer, then it could be activated to open a portal, and you had to activate it within some small span of time. And it would open the portal for, again, small span of time, and you would jump through to another world. So basically, they were just world hopping, trying to get home.
Oh.
And that's the premise for the mod, basically. It's an add-on for Mystcraft. It opens up portals to other worlds, and you go to other worlds. The timer thing is planned to be involved. There will be a timer for it. You will have to jump through in times. The portal will be timed lifetime, things like that.
Cool.
But yeah, should be interesting. Hello, Mysterious Aegis.
Hello, XCOMWiz! Wow, that was a... Hey, man.
That was dramatic. I liked that.
Yeah.
Thank you. I tried.
Well.
So I hear something about sliders, huh?
Yes. You know the TV show?
About the tiny hamburgers? Absolutely.
Yeah, I was trying to Google like Sliders images to see if I could get a good idea for a Sliders icon, like logo for the mod. But
You should make it look like White Castle's logo. You should just do that. Do it.
That's all I could find. If you just, of course, if you type in TV or something like that, it switches over to this TV show. But if you just type in Sliders, you get pictures of hamburgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should totally make the logo White Castle just for the hell of
it. Maybe for April Fools or something like that.
Alright, well, I will be back. I got things to do. Just walked in the door from work.
Okie dokie.
Their whole thing was
Right,
they did dimension hopping by diving through tiny little portal things, right?
Yes, that's the TV show.
Yeah.
So, they originally the device was supposed to have a return home functionality in it, but it broke. First episode, stopped working. So they were stuck just hopping dimensions forever. There was actually one episode where he wound up back home. He was in his home dimension again, but he wasn't sure. So he left. because it was kind of difficult. The world hopping was actually across realities, so it was basically just alternate realities. Some of them looked a lot like the dimension he'd come from, or the reality he came from. It wasn't really like jumping to another Mystcraft age, which is what this will be. But yeah, some of the worlds looked a lot like his home world.
Yeah, I think we watched one or two of the shows when it was on.
Keybounce points out that in fairness, he only had 50 seconds to make a stay or go decision. So, yeah.
Oh my god, John Rhys Davies was in it.
Mm-hmm.
In Sliders.
Of course.
My mind has been blown.
I think that was the first thing I ever saw him in.
Oh, there was a show on TLC back before it was garbage. That was like all about like archaeological dig sites that he was narrating.
Mm-hmm.
That was the first place we saw him. I saw him.
Actually, the first place I saw him has to have been, is it Shala? Was that his name? As
Shalabamba?
the friend of Indiana Jones in... Which one?
Which one? Yeah, which one?
The Lost Ark.
Oh, the dates. guy?
Dates. Bad dates. Yeah. That one.
Yeah, he's like dates. Bad dates. Yeah. I've got his name.
I don't remember the name of the character at the moment. Alright, so... This API interface is very small. Yeah,
application programming interface. Sorry.
Yes. Worldview application programming interface. Just because. Alright, make that go away. Okay, and then Mystcraft calls it here. One thing we could look at, actually, for render portal LookingGlass. So, LookingGlass has a built-in entity that is created by a command, which actually means that all clients require the mod at the moment. I haven't checked to see if you can have a server mod that has an entity without a client copy of it. Very big mod. Teeny tiny interface. So I should probably actually remove the entity from LookingGlass, but I wanted the entity here for reference. Can you use it to get someone else's worldview? No, worldviews are per mod, they're per location. You own that object. Nobody else can mess with it. And that was made for a lot of reasons. Raiders of the Lost Ark and Last Crusade. Same guy in both. Sala. I was right. No, I said Shala, didn't I? It was close.
Did you say Shala?
I don't remember. I said something along those lines.
Yeah.
Sala, Shala, something like that.
When you said Shala, I was thinking like Shalalabamba. That's all I was thinking.
Oh, God.
Alright, so I wanted this to be in here, but I need to check to see if it's possible to have a mod that adds an entity and not require that to run both client and server side, or rather, not required on the clients. Technically, it's the idea. One of the ideas is that a server can have the mod, but a client opts to not have the mod, so that they're not required to do all the rendering stuff. Of course, they could just disable it locally as well, but removing the mod is a bit more concrete. You're right, yeah. So, oops, come back. I don't know. Let's find out. It shouldn't be, but spawn. Basically just pass this spawn around a lot. It's using that specific chords object. It probably shouldn't. Alright, so when we get here, we'll do that. That way we don't have to worry about that. Alright, so well, that at least allows that to work. It's in the API, it should be accessible properly. Let's test to make sure. Oh, there's errors. What kind of errors? Go away. Problems. Must implement a thingy. Oh yes, I added 2 functions. Okay, so this is basically just a pass through, but this is so that I can expose the camera as an entity object and not as a camera object, because I don't want to expose that in the API and so forth. Alright. Fixed. Let's try it. Did you start? Oh, it's starting. There we go. Loading game. Please wait. One of the problems with my camera being there is it's kind of high up. I mean, I really have to look up to see it. Yeah, I remember to show Minecraft this time. What are you drinking, Excomplice? I don't get that question usually. It's a banana milkshake with chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream.
Oh my god, you monster.
Fancy. Fancy.
It was yummy.
I've been doing so well not eating garbage, and now suddenly I want buckets of ice cream and bananas, so thanks for that.
Sorry. I bought a blender today.
You are not sorry at all.
I am. I
Don't make a
I
fruit
apologize for tempting you in a way you did not wish to be tempted.
Well, at least you're polite about it.
Go make a smoothie.
Are you sure you're not Canadian? Because you're a heck of a lot more polite than I am sometimes.
Oh. I like the question. Are you sure you're not Canadian?
Oh,
I'm
no.
going to remember that one. Alright, let's check to see if this works. I like this one. That's not good. It didn't work!
No.
What happened?
You tell us.
I'm trying. Alright. Oh! Okay. I passed it. Okay. Spawn. Not equal. Null. Because this doesn't handle null. And I kind of should have handled it first. Alright, now it's fixed. I just started the server. Clearly not what I intended to start. Poof. Round 2. Loading, loading. Ah, there we go. Okay. Please. Hey, it works. All right, I'm gonna write this down real quick because I've got a thingy. Okay. Let's see here. So that works. One of the properties or products of having updated across many versions is that sometimes some things are a little funny. Such as the books got updated at one point. You had to pick them up, hold them, they would get their pages back, and then you could put it back on the stand. Because I changed how the pages were stored. And the update is when you hold it. This means if you look at it on the stand, it just goes, I'm empty. So yeah. I was clearly testing meteors with his age, because I named it meteors. Oops. So I was testing spikes. Probably was testing spikes in generation. Oops. We are inside the terrain. That pivot camera is not working properly. Fix it some other time. Amplified, and we seem to be in a cave. Hey, this is the dimension that I opened up that other portal to. What was that? Let's switch which version of stuff we're running. Let's pull up, make Slidercraft run too, because I want to open up a true portal render to that dimension to see what you can look at.
Or is it similar to...
Mysterious ages? Sounds like someone's drowning you. I can't. No, I can't hear either of you very well here. Just sound like you're becoming part of the Borg.
You will be assimilated.
Oh,
Resistance
there we
is
go.
futile. No, I was just asking if you use doors or just use similar code as doors.
Some of the code is directly taken from Doors because iTunes, or at least modeled off of the code in Doors, because iTunes went or helped you with this and then said, okay, well I've got this, so here's this, and go from
Okay.
there. So the portal render is actually based on that.
Technical details.
It's basically the Doors rendering stuff,
Right, okay.
just applied to cool proxy stuff. Alright, so 20? Was that it? No, that's not it. It's pretty cool looking. You may remember what dimension ID I used that got the cave. Somebody in chat points out that Slider's portals were opaque and you could not see what was on the other side. Yeah, I know. Well, this is too cool to not use.
Shh. It looks better this way.
It does, in fact, look better this way. Yeah, that water renders really nicely. Looks good. Let's do something funny. Let's make it really funny. Where is this? Which block is this? There. Oh, I missed it by one. It was supposed to be here. No. Right then. Yeah, the skyboard, like the sky rendering is still broken. I haven't actually bothered to fix the sky rendering stuff. And there is the bug with, you can see those things there. Because I'm walking through them according to the other end. There's supposed to be some culling there. I'll fix it. It's a completely different render system than the last stream. Like, these are rendered completely differently. The portals for LookingGlass were no, it's view dim, isn't it? See, that's a LookingGlass thing, just the standard thing, and this is. I love that slice plane effect. What I really should do with this technology is a quantum leap thing. Like make an adventure map based around quantum leap.
That'd be funny. And you'd have to hook into witchery and make them turn into a vampire in one dimension.
Yeah.
That's like the only episode of Quantum Leap I actually remember.
It's
It's like he goes
There were
through
some
the entire
interesting
episode.
ones.
People are like, "Oh my god, you're a vampire," and he's like, "No, I'm not." And like, at the very end of the episode, he grabs a mirror and actually looks and doesn't see his reflection. He's like, "Oh." It's actually filmed around here too.
I really liked Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap was fun, but yeah, it's mainly the door effect, because Al, after like the first season or something, started walking in through this door. We just kind of open up. It was a white, completely white door. Walk out into the space. He was just a hologram. Can you destroy these portals? Like, the LookingGlass portals are timed. They just die after a bit. The Slidercraft portals stay alive because I've been using them for testing. Once that's mostly done, I won't have to worry about it anymore, and I'll make it timed as well. The command will probably go away too, because the command at the moment is just for testing this view.
Here's a question for you.
Alright.
Are you able to orient the LookingGlass portals horizontally rather than vertically?
Which ones are you talking about? The LookingGlass or the Slidercraft?
Either.
Because LookingGlass is just rendered a texture. You would point the camera however you want to point it, so straight down, for instance.
Okay.
And you could render that down. Or you could render it, like, render what the camera sees on the floor. Basically, it's just a camera. This, at the moment, if I rendered it on the ground, it would render the ground there. Would be kind of funny looking, because it would just be the ground. I want to be able to make it so you can do various slice planes, like 45 degrees, and you obviously want to be able to rotate it
Oh, that'd be neat.
different ways, and things like that, on the floor, things like that. So I want to be able to do these different directions. At the moment, I haven't put in all the code to be able to orient them. So it's just this direction right now.
Cool.
A bug is something I will definitely have to fix. Alright, so things all work. Those things work. The animators will probably have to improve based off how people use them. For the camera will be updated for each render frame. I think. Actually, when is the no. Let's go down a bit. So, when are we going to go for? Yeah, I know, Harold, but I hadn't actually done anything in the code yet. I was just thinking about stuff. So, what was I looking for? When is that done? The animators are called at some point. Update. Yeah, each render tick. Can you travel through the portals without a loading delay? Not yet. At some point in the probably reasonably distant future, I want to be able to just switch worlds seamlessly. But right now, it's a completely different dimension, and the world on the other side of that portal isn't even fully loaded on the client. So switching to it would, one, be kind of problematic, and two, you still have to inform the server that you change dimensions. So I want to get that sorted out in the future, but right now we're not there yet. I think it's possible. I guess I can't say for certain yet, but I do believe it's possible to do. It just might require tricking the server a little bit. It requires tricking the client a lot. Alright, so I guess that works. Yes, the reason that the Doors mod has a 255 block limit is that that's the area in which the Minecraft world has loaded for chunks. Quick question, what is TPV? You could just go look at the mod page for it on CurseForge, but it's a 4-class mod that I made for Twitch Plays Verizon. But it's something I made for Cyanide X for the Infernal Skies mod pack. It just adds a teleport command. Similar to Mystcraft's TPX, but not quite as robust and built out of vanilla mechanics. The world on the other side is the data pulled from... Musically Aspired asks, does it actually load the dimension now, then, or is it still a facsimile? It's still the same thing as it was before. It is, that data is pulled from the server. In a lot of ways, the client world is a facsimile always. I mean, it's not the actual data. The actual data is only on the server. So, it's all fakery. All of games is a fakery. We're just cheating really hard all the time. But it looks good, so you don't notice. Alright, okay. Right. The Minecraft client is a lie. Yes. Most of the games is a lie, though. You just don't know. Alright,
How can games be real if your eyes aren't real?
The cake is a lie. Hey! That worked well. Aw, I had a shirt for this stream. I was supposed to wear my cake is a lie shirt.
Sad trombone.
Wah, wah, wah.
Wah.
That or Price is Right Miss. Bwah, 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 bwah.
What?
Hang on a second.
In Minecraft, the cake is the only truth. But yeah. Okay, so that might mean we have an API. Let's...
AOT.
Huh? Alright, so API provider implementation. Let's change this to view 1. Okay. Uh-oh. Eclipse seems to be hanging. Go. And then the same thing over here. Okay. Alright. And now I need to do change these in these locations. There we go. Alright, so I think that's everything updated. Let's test all the things and see if it works. Just load it up from here. We can test all the things at once! Chat is silly. Dum 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 dum. Project Minecraft. Oh dear. Okay, those work. That's good. Everything's still loading. That works. Okay, Everything works. That's good. Alright, so word of warning. The changes I just made mean that previous versions of Mystcraft and previous versions of LookingGlass won't work with later versions of Mystcraft and LookingGlass. So if you have a later version of Mystcraft than today, it won't work with the version of LookingGlass from before today. Just because the name of the API just changed. XComp streaming? What is this madness? Again. Somebody said the same thing last stream, and I did the same thing last stream, and then I highlighted it because I thought the, what is this madness was so funny. You look surprisingly very much like Soren, and you act like Soren partially. Uh-huh.
Well, you are brothers.
We
So
are, in fact, siblings.
Why not? But you're less hyperactive, to be honest.
I am definitely the more subdued of the two of us. I always
Yes.
have been.
The voice could have the effect as well.
Yes.
You're definitely the more Barry White of the two.
Thank you.
It's time to code some Mystcraft. Come join me on my stream.
Yeah.
Sorry, that wasn't
something
very
like
good.
that. Come with me and you'll see.
A world of pure inebriation. Oh wait, that's the wrong song.
That's not it.
It depends which one you were singing.
Yeah, exactly.
I was just thinking of the original, but I was trying to think of a way to make the original into a Mystcraft or stream-related version. Given that I do not do drunken streams, inebriation does not fit.
Yeah, true.
I don't know. Maybe they generated a world of oh shoot, forestries
Come
mead
with me
as oceans
and
instead.
you'll see a world I made with my creation.
That works.
Writing books.
Trapping schnooks.
The next line doesn't have to rhyme with books.
Schnooks.
Why not?
What in the world? What is a
It
been
schnook?
doesn't
trapping
in the original
schmucks.
song. It's not required to. Because the next lines are, living there you'll be free, if you
And yours
truly wish to be.
To be.
Chat is now contemplating the idea of Soren and I doing drunken streams. This is dangerous and frightening. I never wish to see Soren drunk. No. It is in fact a milkshake. Or it was in fact a milkshake. There's only a little bit left down here now. So yes, it was clumpy. Because clumps. Ice cream and banana does that. Do you wish to see yourself drunk? It's kind of hard to see yourself while drunk. Because it's hard to see yourself to begin with. But no, not particularly. Drunken Streams is exactly what it says on the tin. Someone drunk and streaming. Varies how that ends by the person. Okay, so this was pretty much my to-do list for this stream. I think I'm going to wrap this up about here.
Okie dokie.
That means the API for LookingGlass is pretty much set. I might clean up some things still. I'll sleep on it here, and I may decide, no, I really want to change how I did the animators. But we'll see. But at the moment, the API is basically this. This interface. You get a world view, and then this does everything else for you. You release when you're done with it. I should demonstrate that real quick. So let's do a quick look into the link panel renderer here. Alright, so the way I do this is I check to see if the view exists, and if it does, then I check to see if my info has changed. So what I'm supposed to be rendering the picture of. If that's the case, then I release the view I've got and set it to null. Or set my reference to it to null. I then go through here and I get to this point, and if the view is null, and I have info and everything, then I build a new one. I get the spawn point, I get the, or really, the target point for the link. I create a new world view using this resolution, 132 by 38, because that's what fits. I then, if it's not null, I grab it. This is not strictly required. If you're only going to keep one reference to it, if you're never going to grab it, then you can just not grab it, and on release it will release properly, because that less than null check is fine, or less than zero check. But if you grab it more than once, then you need to release it more than once.
Reference counted.
It is reference counted. I set the animator. I then set the variables for active and active chords, because that's what I use to determine if the link info changed. And then I do these things. These are just kind of flags for whether or not we're ready to render and things like that. I have a local is ready, which I use to, when we first start being ready, I set the initial ready time, and that's what I use for the burn-in effect. Alright, how old are you? I'm 26. I have no idea for anything past 1.8. I've not looked at 1.8. Isn't Soren a bit too young to drink? Technically, no.
Oh, he is 21. Mentally, though, that's another thing entirely.
You know, as an elder brother, it's always kind of creepy to realize how old your younger brother is.
Yeah, I know that feeling too.
Alright, you should start building your TARDIS. I don't have these things on Forgecraft yet, but you're right. I should probably build it and then get ready for these things to come in.
BRB making a mod that makes terrible key on piano string grinding noises.
Why? Chat is silly. Alright. Who's there in TeamSpeak? Mysterious and T-Love. Sort
Heyo.
of. I think they're both away at the moment. Oh, no.
No, I'm here. I'm listening.
Yeah, it's suddenly your younger sibling goes from 8 to 20. It's just kind of like, how did that happen? Of course, I was one that our mother had to force me to stop calling him my baby brother about the point where he was 6.
6?
It's like, he's not a baby anymore. I know, but he's still my baby brother.
He's a baby brother.
A couple years ago, I realized I could start calling him my baby brother again, and no one could play.
Nice.
But yeah, except maybe him, you know. But who cares about that? Especially, you know, with the way Twitch generally thinks about Soren, I could call him my baby brother, and they wouldn't bat an eye. Alright, so yeah, so make sure you release your views when you are done with them. Got it? Good. Alright. So I hope that this was educational and interesting, and that the API should be released this weekend. Is Soren your brother or what? I'm gonna go with or what. Yes, he's my younger brother.
From another dimension. That may be a lie. Really? Who can say?
I think you're enjoying that just a bit too much.
Maybe.
Maybe. Yes. Pardon me. It's after midnight. I really like the just suddenly hard edge in the air. This is just another place. That's just so much fun. Poof. Do I have any plans to do with Soren? To do a mod with Soren? Not presently. The views did survive because I loaded this up in the Slidercraft instance. Suddenly. Other dimension. Alrighty. Well, it was fun. I hope you enjoyed it. And I shall see you next time.